There's an old saying that good things come to you when the time is right. But here's the catch. You need to put in the work before you can enjoy those good things. It's like planting seeds in the spring to get crops later on. Just wishing for good things won't make them happen. You actually have to put in the effort, like planting those seeds. It might seem hard at first, but if you take a chance and do things like talking to people, helping out, or taking risks, eventually good things will happen. You might not see the results right away, but if you keep trying, your hard work will pay off. You have the potential to achieve more by becoming a better version of yourself. If you don't change, your life will likely stay the same, but if you're willing to make changes, the next 5 years could be totally different from the last 5. Without change, the next 5 years might look a lot like the past. Think about life and business like the changing seasons. Just like Frank Sinatra sings, life is like the seasons. You can't change the seasons, they are set. Winter comes after fall, then spring follows winter, and after that comes the harvest. But here's the important thing. While you can't change the circumstances, you can change yourself. You might not control the wind, but you can adjust your sail. You can't control what happens, but you can control how you react to it. In the past, you might have felt confused by the changes around you, but now you're more confident. While we can't control external factors which are like the unpredictable wind, we can change ourselves by adjusting our sails, refining our philosophy, shaping our attitude, and improving our habits. Seasons and circumstances might stay the same, but we have the power to change ourselves. We all deal with the same circumstances, but it's up to us how we handle them. Looking within ourselves is important. When I was 25, I met a teacher at a time when I had many excuses for my struggles. I blamed the government, circumstances, taxes, and high prices, the usual things. But my wise teacher taught me that what really mattered for my future wasn't changing external things, but making personal changes despite the challenges we all face. I realized I could be the one to shape my future. The moment I understood this, I felt excited. All through the first year, the idea that I could make a big change in my life and be the main force in deciding my destiny was really empowering. Instead of blaming the government or waiting for the economy to change before I could change, I changed my way of thinking. I let go of the list of things I used to blame and accepted that it was up to me. This realization made me really excited because I could actively improve myself. I couldn't change the whole economy or how banks work, but I could change me. I could set new goals, move to new places, and break free from feeling stuck. Unlike a tree or an animal acting on instinct, I could make choices and shape my own path. You have the ability to think, reflect, reason, gather ideas, and make big changes in your personal life. It's an ongoing project to see what you can become throughout your life. Working on yourself is the real key to a satisfying life because who you become is more important than what you have. When it comes to your job, the big question isn't just about what you're getting, but rather, what am I becoming? It's true that what you become directly affects what you receive in life. Much of what we have is attracted by the person we've become. It's an ongoing project to find out what you can become. Working on yourself is really the key to a satisfying life because who you become is more important than what you get. You can have more than you have now because you can become more than you are now. Looking at the other side, if you don't change your current state, you'll keep having what you have now. To get the things we want in the future, the first step is to get serious, take your personal commitment seriously, and dedicate yourself to your future goals. Make personal development a priority and set new goals for the future. Then, get smart by acquiring knowledge as much as you can. Learning requires a lot of patience because valuable ideas can come in unexpected ways. Sometimes a short book may have many great ideas, while a long book might only have a few. But it's important to read both types of books. You need patience to read through long books and excitement to find ideas in short ones. Reading both is important. You can't just focus on shorter books. One important idea is always getting better. No matter how old you are, there's a chance to improve yourself each day, month, and year. Work on understanding life better, dealing with different kinds of people, and facing your fears. Try to improve how you talk so you can help others change their lives. Also, focus on imagining your future and how you can make a difference, not just for your family, but for your community and country too. Now, here's what to do next. Ask for patience. It's not easy, especially when you want to succeed and help others. Being patient can be hard, so it's okay to ask for help with it, maybe even as a gift. When dealing with people or customers, whether they're easy or difficult, it's important to be patient. This means staying calm even if there are delays or promises aren't kept. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Give yourself time to relax and be kind to yourself. You'll find that you can change and grow. Here's another piece of advice. Try to be brave, especially when you have tough decisions to make. Think about the choices you made so far and remember that decision-making is an ongoing process. Even when you're at home, there will always be more decisions to make. Sometimes you'll find answers from other people or from past experiences, but ultimately, the hardest decisions are yours alone. It takes courage to make these decisions, especially when you're on your own and facing something new. Here's a helpful tip. Be brave enough to change when you need to. If reading helps, make time for it. If listening is important, set aside time to really listen. If you want to grow, start taking steps forward. It's important to be brave and also have a bit of humility. No matter how successful you become, being humble can make your story even better. Remember, it's important to teach those who are struggling not to lose hope, and it's just as important to teach those who have a lot not to act like they're better than others. Here's some more advice. Be willing to compromise. Knowing when to give in a little is important for keeping peace in your community. Embrace the idea of compromise where everyone gives a little and finds a middle ground. Don't be too inflexible. We don't want things to completely fall apart. While it's important for everything to work smoothly, it's also crucial to learn how to compromise and work together. Here's the next piece of advice. Be brave enough to take chances. For many of you, coming here took a lot of courage, risking your time and making arrangements to be here. Now that you're going back home, it's time to follow through on those promises. Take action on the knowledge and insights you've gained. Turn your notes into real actions. Taking action is what turns ideas into reality, like building cities or working for 6 days and resting on the 7th. Remember, it's not about resting for 6 days and then working on the 7th. The order is important. 6 days of work followed by 1 day of rest, just enough time to recharge, nothing more. This idea also applies to food. Only eat what you need to stay strong, as the goal isn't just eating for the sake of it. The main aim is to build something lasting, whether it's a city, a career, good health, or an organization, as they form the basis for the future. Commit yourself to working hard for 6 days out of 7 and see the lasting impact you can make with your own efforts, leaving a legacy for yourself, your family, and your future. Ignoring our tendency to put things off will lead us in the wrong direction. You'll find that allowing this habit to continue is too costly, and your excitement about your goals will be too strong to delay the necessary actions. Putting off tasks can be a big problem because when we delay them, they don't seem important right away. At the end of the day, ignoring a few tasks might not seem like a big deal, but if we let this go on, it can lead to a bad year and even a terrible life in the long run. What will you start doing today to change how your life turns out? It's a good question. What will you do if you don't start doing something today that will make a difference? Things will stay the same, and if you look at the last 5 years, you can guess what the next 5 will be like. They'll be just like the last 5 unless you make a change. Let's make some changes. Our world works according to different rules, math rules, how fast things move, farming rules, and many more. We live on this spinning planet, and we need to understand how things work here. We didn't make these rules, we just have to deal with them, so it's important to learn about them. Learning about these rules helps us in 2 main ways. First, it helps us avoid getting hurt. This is a big reason to learn because it stops us from having problems with money, with people, and with ourselves. Not knowing can cause a lot of trouble. Being ignorant isn't good. It's